Okay, we are live. Hello traders, hello everybody. Please confirm that you can hear me into the YouTube chat before we'll get started. It is very important. Please also take a short moment to read the risk disclaimer before we'll start this live session, this live webinar. In today's webinar, we'll talk about our current open trades. We will try to open at least a new trade here live today. We will talk about money management. We'll make analyses on Forex pairs, commodities, cryptocurrencies, indexes. So please confirm into the chat that you can hear me so we can start this session. Yeah, thank you guys for all your messages. So let's start with our open positions. So let's start with the euro versus the Japanese yen. We decided today to go long on this currency pair from right above this former high after the price failed to reach here the medium line of the descending pitchfork. It has decreased as much as 50% retracement level, and now it goes higher. So let's take a quick look here on our real account on MetaTrader 4 real account. So you can see here that our open positions, US dollar versus the Japanese yen, Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, and euro versus the Japanese yen are running in profit right now. So as I've told you, we decided here to go long on euro versus the Japanese yen. So we had a strong and aggressive rally here, growth. The price has decreased a little to retest this support area, former resistance area, has turned into a support area. So its failure here to drop below 50% retracement level or to reach the medium line of the descending pitchfork has signaled that we may have a new leg higher here, a new bullish momentum. So that's why we decided to go long from above this former high after the price has jumped above this minor and immediate downtrend line. So right now we are in profit on this trade, so it looks good. And further growth maybe could help us to move our stop loss from right below these lows here, maybe below this former low here, okay, to protect our trade. But once I will decide to move our stop loss, maybe I will do it live here during this webinar or after this webinar, but I will send you all the updates into the VIP Telegram group, guys. So this pair looks good, the bias is bullish, and if it jumps and stabilizes right above 23.6, then it could continue higher. And technically, when the price, thank you guys for all your messages, I will take a look on them and I will try to answer to all of your questions. Yeah, we will analyze the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen because we have a long position there. Also, we will take a look also on the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Yeah, I will answer to your questions as well. Okay, so here, if the price will stabilize, maybe jump and stabilize above this level, then it could continue higher, maybe towards the upper medium line. So technically, when we have a descending pitchfork like this one here, when the price fails to reach the medium line of this descending pitchfork, then it could come back higher towards the upper medium line. So the medium line and the upper medium line, the lower medium line, all these lines act as magnets. Okay, so when the price fails to reach the medium line, it could be attracted again by the upper medium line. So this position looks good, we're in profit, and it could approach and reach our target, okay, maybe today. If the Nikkei, let's take a look also on Nikkei, on the Japanese stock index, guys, because Nikkei is bullish again, guys, and this aggressive rally here on the Nikkei, on the Japanese stock index, has forced the Japanese yen to depreciate versus its rivals. That's why the euro versus the yen grows right now, guys. That's why we have that rally, important rally on the euro versus the Japanese yen, guys. Okay, and let's move forward. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. This position looks good as well, so we decided here to go long as well. All these, the euro versus the Japanese yen and the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, long positions, orders, signals were sent to the VIP Telegram group. So please, guys, for those who are not members into the VIP Telegram group, you can join our VIP group by accessing the link posted right below this video. It is only £35 per month for you to become, yeah, we will talk about gold as well, to become a VIP Telegram, to become a VIP member and receive all our services, signals, webinars, analyses. So you can join our Telegram group, guys. And so let's talk about the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Very important here. We decided here to place a buy stop. Our buy stop was triggered, so the price has moved sideways within a range, and now it could continue to move higher after stabilizing right above 84.47 level. Okay, it is also located within this ascending pitch force body above the lower medium line, test retest, only false breakdown, so this pair could continue higher as well. Okay, so if the Nikkei, the Japanese stock index, will continue to increase, the Nikkei is trapped within a major symmetrical triangle. So it has retested here the support, it has failed to retest the uptrend line, and now is traded above the weekly resistance, above the former highs. So this one is bullish. So if this stock index will continue to increase maybe towards these triangles resistance, then the Japanese yen should depreciate versus its rivals. That's why we expect maybe for the euro versus the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen to continue to increase, and also maybe the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay, guys, yeah, we will talk about euro versus US dollar. Thank you, guys, for all your messages. So let's get back to Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. So the bias is bullish here after the price has escaped from this range. It has escaped from this descending pitch force body. It has registered a valid breakout here above the upper medium line. It has retested the weekly pivot, false breakdown with great separation, signaling a further potential growth here. Okay, so let's go back. So we are in profit on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, and also on the euro versus the Japanese yen, guys, here on our live trading account, right? So let's talk also about the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So here we are, and this position runs in profit as well. So we opened the long position here at 108.57. We moved our stop loss at 108.85. So we are protected, guys. So we locked in, we secured plus 27-28 pips if the price will drop and reach our stop loss. So we are protected here on this trade, but the bias is still bullish, and this pair could continue to increase. Okay, and maybe we have here in the short term something like a triangle, a potential continuation pattern. So if the price maybe retests this 23.6 level, consolidates here before a new upside rally. Okay, Hassan, thank you for amazing job when are taking profit on GBP pairs. Don't want to break even like gold yesterday. Yeah guys, yeah, our position, yeah, our long on gold yesterday was closed at break even, but yeah, we decided to place our stop at break even only because we had high volatility right after or around the US data. That's why we decided to protect that trade and to protect your portfolios, guys. So don't worry about that. We will come back with other profitable trades. That's why we recommend you guys to open trades only with 1% risk, and even if we register a loss, we could recover it. Okay, so the bias is still bullish here as well, and I believe that maybe something like this, a new higher high, maybe consolidation here, test retest of the 23.6 could bring us a new upside momentum. So we are in profit here on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen as well. Okay guys, I will take a look. Okay, gold, let's start with gold, guys. Thank you guys for all your messages, I really appreciate. And also guys, if you like our analysis, our live sessions, please give us a like. It will be highly appreciated. It will be very helpful into the YouTube for us. So here we have gold. The price is still trapped within this range. I've talked to you about this range in my analysis, in my previous live sessions. So we still have to wait for confirmation here for a valid breakout from this range before considering maybe going long again. So you already know that this inside sliding line of the ascending pitchfork represents a very important and strong dynamic support. The price has tested, retested this inside sliding line. So the price is trapped maybe between the medium line and this sliding line. So we have an up channel here, and I really believe that a potential breakout here, valid breakout from this continuation pattern from this range above 1797 could signal that the price of gold could continue to increase, guys. Yeah, we will talk about the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar, also about the GBP versus the US dollar. So the bias is still bullish after another false breakdown here below the inside sliding line. A false breakdown here with great separation below the weekly pivot below 1772. So this it was a new bullish signal here that the price of gold could increase at least towards 1797, and here we are again near a resistance level, resistance area, and only a valid breakout here could bring us a new buying opportunity. And once we'll receive a confirmation here, once I have confirmation here, I will send you the buying signal into the VIP Telegram group, guys. So for those who are not VIP members, you can join our VIP Telegram group for only £35 a week. Okay, so the bias is bullish on gold only because, yeah, we will talk about the GBP. I will hide these right now from here, and let's talk about the pound versus the US dollar. As you already know, we had the BOE today, Bank of England monetary policy meeting, and as you already know, the Bank of England has maintained its current monetary policy. So we had some volatility here in the short term, drop, only false breakdown here below the weekly pivot below 23.6, false breakout above the weekly resistance R1 1.3927, and maybe we'll talk here today, and maybe we'll place and we will open a long trade here on the GBP versus the US dollar live in this webinar. I will come back at this one in a few minutes, because maybe we will decide to open a live trade here on this pair. If the price of gold was increasing, why did we break even yesterday? So Solomon, we had high volatility yesterday around the US data, so that's why we decided to secure and to protect that trade, that long trade. So that's why we decided to move our stop loss right at break even, because we were in profit, and for a few minutes the price has decreased, has turned it against us, and it was closed at that break even. That's why, and that was the reason why our long position was closed. Okay guys, so let's move on and let's take a look on the US dollar versus, so Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar remains strongly bullish. Okay, so I will close it. So the Canadian dollar is strongly bullish, so it has increased aggressively also versus the US dollar and versus the other major currencies. Right now we don't have a signal here, a trade setup. The price has dropped right below 61.8, signaling that we may have a continuation here, a reversal. So this pair could continue to drop here if it stabilizes right below this former low, guys, below 0.9490. So right now the price tries to stabilize right below this former low to be able to continue its drop here. So the bias is bearish here on the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Maybe a drop below these former lows, bearish closure on the 4-hour chart could signal a further decline here, but personally I don't want to open a trade here, short position, only because we had an important drop here. Maybe we had an opportunity here after this failure to stabilize right above the 38.2. So right now we are too low to go short, even if the bias is still bearish here. Okay. Okay, let me take a look on your messages. Can we analyze? Okay. Yeah, let's take a look also on IBEX 35. What we have here, guys. So the bias is still bullish. As you can see here, we have an important uptrend, but as you can see here, the price failed to stabilize right above this medium line of the ascending pitchfork. It has retested it, and now it has failed to retest the medium line, signaling an exhaustion, signaling that the buyers are exhausted here in the short term after its failure to retest the medium line, and right now is traded around the weekly resistance R1, and maybe in the short term we could have a double top here, but we need confirmation here. If the price fails to stabilize right above R1, drop here, maybe to close its gap up, then it could develop a temporary decline here in the short term. But as I told you, the bias is still bullish, as long as also the price is traded right above 8,740. Okay, so as long as the price stays above the weekly pivot, above this former higher high, the bias is still bullish. Even if the price will drop a little, then it could start increasing again. So the bias is bullish. We don't have right now an opportunity here because it's risky to buy it here and at these highs, but it's risky also to sell it because the bias is still bullish. Solomon, do you do crypto analysis? Yeah, I'm looking at cryptos as well. Do you guys do? Yeah, I will take a look also on cryptos in a few minutes. Let's take a look on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, and also on euro versus the US dollar. So the bias is still bearish here on the euro versus the Swiss franc, guys, only because the DXY, the US dollar index, has dropped again, and right now the price is pressuring the S1, the static support, 0.9079. So it has failed here to stabilize right above the weekly pivot, so now it's challenging again this critical support. A valid breakdown here below this critical support to drop to stabilize right below the S1 could signal a further decline here in the upcoming period. So the bias is still bearish here on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. As long as the price stays also below this lower medium line and a lower low, a valid breakdown here could signal a further decline here on this pair. And let's take a look, guys, also on the economic calendar. One moment, because we had something here. One moment. Because we had the unemployment claims. The US has published its unemployment claims. Yeah, better than expected data reported by the unemployment claims, but still the US dollar is still bearish, as the DXY is bearish as well in the short term. You can take a look here on the DXY. We had here a strong resistance, 91.38, guys, the 150% Fibonacci line, test, retest, false breakouts, and that's why the DXY drops, and that's why the US dollar drops right now versus its rivals. So that's why the US dollar versus the Swiss franc could continue to drop. That's why the pound versus the US dollar could increase. That's why the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar could drop. That's why the euro versus the US dollar could increase, guys. And if you like our analysis, our live session, if you like these sessions, these kind of live sessions, free sessions, please give us a like. This will be highly appreciated. Okay, so drop here registered by the DXY, even if the US unemployment claims data reported better than expected data. So we have a drop. Let's take a look here again on this calendar, but I don't know why we don't. One moment. So, initial jobless claims, guys. So, very important. 590,000. And the specialists have expected a further drop here towards 540,000 jobs, and the unemployment claims indicator has reported for the previous week a better than expected number here, 498,000, so this is better than expected, and maybe the US dollar, the DXY, could increase a little here in the short term, but the bias is bearish after its failure here to register a valid breakout to validate a further growth. Everyone drop a like for this awesome dude. Okay, thank you guys. Tomorrow we'll have the non-farm payrolls, guys. Also the unemployment rate, the average hourly earnings, and we'll go live again tomorrow around and before the non-farm payrolls data. So maybe tomorrow's live webinar will be only for VIPs. So guys, again, if you want to join our VIP Telegram group, you can join it by accessing the link posted right below this video. And let's go back. GBP, Hassan, GBP versus US dollar looks bearish, bouncing off resistance in the last 15 minutes despite BOE press release. Do you think it will reverse? Yeah, I will keep an eye on it, and as I've told you, personally I still believe that the GBP versus US dollar is still bullish after registering this false breakdown here below 23.6, below the weekly pivot, but we are still here inside of this minor downtrend, down channel, sorry, so right below this downtrend line. So maybe only a valid breakout here could confirm a further growth here on this pair, but I will keep an eye on it, and let's see, maybe we will decide to open a live trade here during this live session. Guys, let's continue, and please guys, still expecting for messages. If you want me to look on other markets, let's take a look also on the euro versus the US dollar. The price grows, rallies, and I've told you earlier, the euro versus the US dollar grows as the DXY drops, guys. So we have a strong negative correlation between these two, between the US dollar index and the euro versus the US dollar. So the price failed here to approach the 38.2 retracement level, the weekly support. It has found support here at this former low, 1.1999, and now is trading in the green, guys. And it could jump higher to, and it could pass above the medium line, above the weekly pivot, and it could approach again the downtrend line if the DXY will continue to drop. So euro versus the US dollar is strongly bullish right now. Okay. Austin, let's take a look here on the US Tech. So let's start with the daily chart here. So we have a strong uptrend here, and we have right now only a temporary decline, a temporary correction. The correction was signaled here by this valid breakdown here below the weekly support, below 13,782. So the price could approach and reach in the short term maybe our major trend. Okay, and personally I believe that if the price will approach and reach maybe this confluence area at the intersection between 13,298 and the uptrend line, maybe a false breakdown here, rejections, false breakdowns could bring us a new upside momentum, a new leg higher, a new buying opportunity, maybe a new swing higher here on this asset. Okay, US 100, Nasdaq. So here, so a further drop here towards the support area, towards the uptrend line, could bring us a new buying opportunity here. And if we'll have a new long entry, a new buying opportunity here on the Nasdaq, on the US 100, I will post the buying signal into the VIP Telegram group. Yeah, we will talk about Euro versus the Japanese yen again. I've talked about this pair. Yeah, this continues to run in profit, guys, and it could approach and reach our take profit today, guys. So we had a nice breakout here after its failure to approach to reach the medium line, after its failure to drop and close below the 50% retracement level, and this aggressive breakout here above the immediate former higher high, it has signaled further growth here. So our long position here on the Euro versus Japanese yen could approach and reach our target, guys. This is great here, guys. Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. And please, guys, if you like this session, this live session, if you find here great informations, analyses, please give us a like at this video, at this live webinar. It will help us into the YouTube and Google algorithm. So Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. So the price has found strong support on the weekly, right around the weekly support. Below it we had this false breakdown with great separation, so the price has decreased, has dropped below S1 on the 4-hour chart, but it has closed much above it, signaling a potential growth here, upside momentum. Now it has decreased and it has retested its inside sliding line, so maybe it could increase again here if it stays maybe above this inside sliding parallel line of the descending pitchfork. So here we had the signal. Also right now is trapped, as you can see here, between the weekly support and the weekly resistance, guys. Okay, so we still have to wait for confirmation here if we'll have an important upside movement. Do you think that the US dollar versus the Japanese yen will drop before continuing upside movement? So here on the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar, we have to wait for confirmation, guys. We had this drop, but as you can see, the bias is somehow bullish. The correction could be over after this false breakdown with great separation below the S1, below the support, and also after its failure to approach to reach the medium line, but we still need a confirmation here. And let's take a look again on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So we talked earlier about this one. So we have a long position here, open position trade on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. The bias is still bullish, and I've told you that this pair could continue higher. Our the position is protected. We opened a trade here at 108.57. After this rally, we decided to move our stop loss to protect this trade at 108.85 to lock in 28 pips, guys. So right now the price failed to retest the 23.6 retracement level, so it could resume its upside journey, its swing higher. So our position could continue to increase and maybe it will approach our target, guys. Okay, this is not a signal right now. This position was opened here. Our stop loss is here. So this opportunity, this long opportunity, this buying opportunity is already gone, guys. Looks like a triangle. Yeah, as I told you earlier. Daryl, euro versus the Canadian dollar. Yeah, I will take a look on that pair as well. Yeah, so here the bias is bullish on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, and the price could continue to increase and maybe it will approach and reach our take profit. And if the price continues to increase, then maybe we will move our stop loss from here, maybe below this former low, to secure more pips, guys. This is money management. Okay, and let's take a look, guys, on the euro versus the Canadian dollar. Thank you, Daryl. So seems just reached support, reversal. Okay, yeah, it has reached support here. We had this former low, lower low, 1.4726, and now the price has bounced back, has increased a little, but the bias is still bearish here, guys. As I've told you earlier, the Canadian dollar is still strong, is strongly bullish in the short term, and as long as the price stays right below this downtrend line, we may have only a temporary rebound here, but right now we don't have a bullish reversal signal here. We had a false breakdown, but we didn't have something like a false breakdown with great separation, a major bullish engulfing, or any other reversal pattern here on this support area. So even if we'll have only a temporary rebound, the bias is still bearish, and the potential drop stabilize, if the price will stabilize right below this support, this former lower low, the pair could continue to drop. Okay, so the bias is still bearish here. We didn't have here, and we don't have here right now, a reversal signal, a buying opportunity. Also, the price is still trapped right below this immediate downtrend line, so the bias is bearish, guys. Here I don't see a reversal yet here. Maybe only a consolidation here above this support, test, retest, false breakdowns, and a strong reversal pattern here could signal a potential growth towards our weekly pivot towards the downtrend line. USD versus the Canadian dollar. Thank you, guys, for all your messages. Naomi. Yeah, the Canadian dollar is strongly bullish, and the pair has retested our weekly pivot here, our major downtrend line, and now it could approach and reach this downside line here of this huge and major potential falling wedge pattern. But unfortunately, this major falling wedge reversal pattern was invalidated after the price has dropped it again below the major downtrend line. So the bias is still bearish here. and the price could approach and reach maybe this downside line. Also the weekly support here 1.2199 after after dropping here below 1.2266 below this low. So the bias is still bearish and the pair could continue to drop, guys. Let's go back and talk about the GBP versus the US dollar. So yeah, the pair drops right now. It could retest pressure again. The weekly pivot point, the 23.6, 1.3873 before deciding a new direction here. So we have something like a minor range here in the short term on the GBP versus the US dollar, guys. And personally I believe that a potential drop here, valid breakdown, a new lower low could signal a further drop here, maybe towards this downside line of the minor down channel towards 1.3778, and an upside breakout from this minor range, a valid breakout here above this downtrend line from this down channel could bring us a new long opportunity. So we'll have to wait for confirmations here on this pair. Okay, the reason why the GBP versus the US dollar drops right now is because the US data, the US unemployment claims reported better than expected data for the previous week, for the last week. So that's why the US dollar increases a little right now. You can see here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar that the pair has decreased again in the last hours to test and retest the weekly pivot here again. The Australian dollar versus the US dollar is still bullish here, guys, after the price's failure here to stabilize right below the medium line of the major descending pitchfork. Also after its failure to confirm a breakdown here from this pattern, from this range. So if the pair will maybe jump above this former high, above 0.7766, then it could continue to increase towards this area, towards 0.7815, guys. Okay, and if we'll have a new signal here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, then I will send you the signal into the VIP Telegram group, guys. Turbo Boy, yeah, Euro versus the US dollar. We talked about this pair. Yeah, as you can see here, the price has reached the medium line of the descending pitchfork, the weekly pivot. So we are in a resistance area here, and the pair could decrease a little if the DXY will jump higher after, yeah, the DXY has rebounded a little from the weekly pivot right after the unemployment claims, better than expected data, a further drop registered by the unemployment claims, by the jobless claims indicator. So this is good for the US dollar in the short term, but the bias is still bearish here on the DXY, and the bias is still bullish on the euro versus the US dollar. Okay, even if we'll have a new and temporary drop. Okay, and let's take a look again on our positions, open positions here. So euro versus the Japanese yen runs in profit. The Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen runs in profits as well. Euro versus the Japanese yen runs in profit as well, guys. So maybe our long positions will approach and reach our targets soon. So yeah, we will continue and we will talk also about other commodities, about the US oil, silver, and maybe also, yeah, we talked about the US 100, but I will take a look again on it. US dollar versus the Japanese yen could continue to increase. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen looks good as well. After this one here, this false breakdown with great separation through this confluence area, so the pair could continue to increase. Yeah, we will take a look on the crude oil as well. So let's start with the US 100, very quick on the Nasdaq. As I've told you here, the US 100 could decrease and could approach this support area and also the major uptrend line, and only from here, maybe test, retest, false breakdowns or reversal pattern here in this area could bring us a new long opportunity, a new leg higher, a new swing higher here on the US 100. We have to wait for confirmation, guys, because we had this range here. The breakdown, the valid breakdown, the aggressive breakdown from this range has signaled a temporary drop here towards this support area in the short term. US 30, guys, thank you guys for your messages. Yeah, the US 30 is strongly bullish. We had a sideways movement here. The price failed to test to retest the S1, maybe the 33,697 support, static support, the sliding line, and now the price has registered a valid breakout here above the upper medium line, above the R1. So if the price test retest here, consolidates, and maybe if it makes a new higher high, we'll receive confirmation that this index will continue to increase. Okay, so this one is still bullish. US oil, guys, the bias is still bullish here as well. Okay, so the price of the US oil has reached here a strong resistance area. Between these levels, 66.58, 65, 62. Also, it has registered only a false breakout here above the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. So you can see here that the lower medium line acts as support. The upper medium line acts as a dynamic resistance, guys. So only a false breakout, a temporary drop, but the bias is still bullish. And if the US dollar will continue to depreciate versus its rivals, then maybe the US oil will continue to increase, guys. So the bias is still bullish on the US oil, guys, and I really believe that a valid breakout here could bring us a new long entry after a valid breakout, consolidation, test, retests here above this upper medium line, above this resistance area, could signal a further growth here. So right now we don't have a long opportunity as long as the price stays below this resistance area, and the bias is bullish, so we don't have a short opportunity. Thank you guys for all your messages, and please give us a like. If you like my analyses, our live sessions, and I really hope that we can also place a trade today, to open a trade live here today. So let's take a look here on the euro. Versus the South African rand versus the South African currency. Unfortunately, here the bias is still bearish. You can see that the price is still traded below this downtrend line. I will delete this pitchfork from here. So the pair moves sideways in the short term. It has failed to approach this medium line of the minor ascending pitchfork. So now it could drop to approach to reach to retest again the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork. We'll see what will happen here around this area, support area, because a valid breakdown here could signal a further drop. As I've told you, the bias is still bearish here. The price is traded far below. Yeah, Hassan, thank you as well. Big like, thank you. Okay, so the price is traded far below this downtrend line, major downtrend line. So we cannot talk about a potential reversal here. As long as the price stays below 17.4990, a valid breakdown here could signal a further drop here. Turbo Boy, yeah, we will take a look on the US dollar versus the South African currency, rand. So this one remains bearish as well. The price is trapped within this descending pitchfork body. Unfortunately, it has failed here to come back towards the upper medium line. It has failed to stabilize right above 14.4031, and a potential drop below this weekly support could signal a new drop, further drop towards these lower lows, towards this medium line of the descending pitchfork, guys. So the bias is still bearish here. We don't have an opportunity here. Okay, let's take a look also on Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin. Bitcoin remains bullish after ending its temporary drop, its temporary correction here. So the price has decreased after failing here to stabilize right above the 250% Fibonacci line, but this one here, this bullish engulfing right below the weekly pivot, has signaled that we may have a new upside momentum here on Bitcoin, and now it's traded back above the 250% Fibonacci line. This time the price has retested it and it could jump higher, it could resume its growth as long as it stays above this broken dynamic resistance. So Bitcoin is bullish, guys, as long as it stays above the weekly pivot, as long as it stays above the 250% Fibonacci line, and the potential new higher high here could really signal an important growth here in the short term. Okay, yeah, Shuri Atif, we'll take a look again on gold. So Bitcoin is bullish. So gold, I've told you earlier that the bias is bullish after another false breakdown below this sliding line, inside sliding line, parallel line of the ascending pitchfork. So we had yesterday only a false breakdown with great separation here also below and through the weekly pivot. Now the price of gold is traded right below 1797 static resistance, and only a valid breakout here could really signal a further growth and could bring us good trading opportunities. And I've told you earlier that once we'll have a confirmation, once we'll have a new buying signal, I will personally send you the signal into the VIP Telegram group. So for those who are not VIP members, guys, you can become a VIP member with only £35 per month, guys. So it is a good investment. Yeah, Turbo Boy, we will talk about Nasdaq again. We talked about Nasdaq, about US 100, but first let's take a look on the GBP versus the US dollar. Let's take a look to see how the price reacted. Yeah, this could be only a temporary drop before the price will jump higher again. GBP versus the Japanese yen. This is still bullish. We had today an aggressive false breakdown with great separation around the BOE, around the Bank of England monetary policy meeting. So the bias is still bullish on the GBP versus the Japanese yen. I've told you that the Japanese yen could continue to drop, to depreciate versus its rivals, as long as the Japanese stock index, as long as the Nikkei will continue to increase here. And the Nikkei is bullish, guys, after this aggressive breakout here above the weekly resistance R1, above these former highs. So it could continue to increase, and that's why the Japanese yen could depreciate, and that's why we decided to go long on the euro versus the Japanese yen, on the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. That's why we still believe that the US dollar versus the Japanese yen will continue to increase. Yeah, so that's why we have those long positions. Okay. Let's take a look on this one moment. Thank you guys for all your messages, and please give us a like and like this video, because it will be helpful for us in the YouTube algorithm. One moment. Yeah, so let's take a look here on Dogecoin versus the US dollar. One moment. So the bias is bullish here. As you can see, we had a strong rally. Now we had a temporary correction here. One moment. We'll make this analysis from scratch, so this will be good for you as well. So the price failed to stabilize right below the 23.6, signaling that maybe the corrective phase has ended, is over, and maybe in the short term it will move sideways here before jumping higher again. So the bias is bullish, and this temporary drop maybe was expected, is natural after this aggressive rally, and maybe this temporary drop could help us to catch a new upside movement. So we had only a false breakdown with great separation, a new rebound, a new increase here, and now the price maybe could test and retest these lows before jumping higher again. So the bias is bullish. And guys, let's draw here an ascending pitchfork, and you can see, very important, that the Dogecoin has increased within our ascending pitchforks body, guys. That's why I like to use this trading tool. So the price failed here to retest the lower medium line. It has jumped above the medium line, which could be used as a first target. And now if the price stabilizes above our medium line, then it could maybe continue to increase towards our second target, towards the upper medium line of this ascending pitchfork. And here we have the lower medium line, guys. So the price has jumped above the medium line, and now it has registered only a false breakdown, and now it's testing and retesting it, and maybe we'll have a new long opportunity here soon again on the Dogecoin. So maybe if the price increases and makes a new higher high, valid breakout here, then it may continue to increase, guys. So this one is bullish. Okay. So the temporary drop could maybe help us to catch a new upside movement. Okay, so let's move forward. I will take a look again on Nasdaq US 100 only for you guys. That's why I'm here. And yeah, this index, the US equities drop right now. This US stock index drops, the US 100, the Nasdaq, and I've told you that it could approach and reach this support area in the short term before deciding its direction. And I've told you here that if we'll have only false breakdowns with great separation below the uptrend line, below this support area, could bring us a new swing higher, a new long opportunity here on the US 100, guys. Please, guys, if you have more questions, that's why I'm here. Please, I'm waiting for your questions, for your opinions, for your messages. If you want me to look on other markets, I'm waiting for your messages into the YouTube chat. Let's take a look also on Ripple. Ripple has increased aggressively after its failure here to stabilize right below the weekly pivot. This breakout above this upper medium line has signaled a further increase, and now Ripple has reached the medium line again of the ascending pitchfork, which acts as a dynamic resistance. It's rejected by this medium line. It has registered only false breakouts above it, but the bias is bullish after the price's failure here to stabilize right below the weekly pivot, or after its failure here to drop and retest the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork. So a valid breakout may be here above the medium line, could signal a further growth towards this former higher high, towards 1.9669, guys. So if the price stays maybe above 23.6, above 1.5346, even if we'll have a temporary decrease, it could continue to increase here. And as long as the price of Bitcoin continues to increase, then the altcoins could continue to increase. So Ripple, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash could increase as well. And this myth, the US dollar versus the Japanese long, is that still an open signal? Yeah, man, this is also so this is our long position on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So yeah, it is still open, and it could continue to increase despite the current accumulation sideways movement range here in the short term. The price could develop only a temporary consolidation here, accumulation. It could print here a temporary and a minor continuation pattern before resuming its growth here, and the price decreases a little here only because maybe the DXY drops. Let's take a look also on the Nikkei. Yeah, the Nikkei has decreased a little as well, so that's why the pair has decreased a little in the short term. Great things you are doing here. Education is essential in the crypto world. Yeah, Hypercoin, thank you very much. Yeah, education is essential. Let's move forward and let's take a look here on the pound versus the US dollar, and let's place a trade here, and I will open a trade here for you guys, only for you guys, something like this. And our target so maybe I will open a trade and place a trade with two take profits. Okay, one will be with a potential entry level at 1.3945, a stop at 1.3851, and the first upside target at 1.4041, and I will open it live also into our real account, and I will also send you guys the signal into the VIP and free group. And let's take a look here. Our second target could be here. Okay, great, thanks for confirming. Yeah, gold is about okay. Let's take a look again on gold. Yeah, gold rallies, only because also silver rallies, only because the DXY drops right now, guys. I've told you that you can use these correlations in trading. When the DXY drops, gold increases, guys. Okay, yeah, okay, so let's move on and let's place this trade, guys, live on the GBP versus the US dollar. I will first calculate my position size. It's very important. So 1.39 39.45, guys, our entry level, our buy stop. So we will open and we will place a buy stop position 39.45. The stop loss is at 1.3851. 38.51 guys, one moment. Okay, position size for my real trading account will be 0.05, and I will open, I've told you that I will open 2 positions guys here, because I will use to take profits. One moment. 39.45, 45, 1.3851, and our first take profit will be here at 1.4041, 40.41 place. Okay. Okay guys, and I will open my second position here for the second take profit using the same volume. Guys, if you want to open this buy stop, and if you want to place this buy stop order and position, you should only risk 1% of your account guys. If you cannot afford it, you don't have to open this trade. $49, 45, sorry, 45 here. Okay, the same stop loss, 38.51, and our second take profit 1.4176. 76 guys, placed. Oh, whoa. Buy stop, not buy limit. Okay, so we opened along a potential, a pending order here, a buy stop on the GBP versus the US dollar guys, and I will post also the signal into the VIP Telegram group and on the free group right after I will finish and I will end this live webinar guys. So yeah, if the price will register an upside breakout from this narrow range here, if it will jump and close above today's high, then it should continue to increase, and that's why we decided here to open and to place a buy stop on the GBP versus the US dollar guys. And Solomon, what are the possibilities of it reaching take profit 2? So personally, I believe that if the price will register here a valid breakout, then it should reach at least our first target. Okay, and I've told you earlier today that the bias is still bullish. We still have here the pair is still into a major uptrend. We had this down channel here, a temporary corrective phase. The price has escaped from this continuation pattern, so the price could approach and reach also our second take profit guys, but I will update you into the VIP Telegram group. Have you looked on New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar? No. Let's take a quick look. On the New Zealand dollar, I believe it's bullish. Yeah, it's bullish guys. After the price has decreased, you already know that we had a short position here. Our short position was closed at break even. We decided to move our stop loss at break even after the price failed here to close below the medium line of the ascending pitchfork. So the price has reached this strong support and now is trading higher again. So Right now it's traded above the weekly pivot, and it could continue to increase if the DXY, the dollar index, will drop further, guys. So this is bullish, and maybe it will approach the weekly resistance, also the former high here. Euro versus the Australian dollar. Thank you guys for being here, for joining me here at this live webinar. Don't forget to give us a like, to like this video, this webinar. It will be highly appreciated, and it will be very helpful for us, guys. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is very important. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Learn to Trade, you will be notified, you will receive a notification every time we will upload new content, new market analysis, trading tutorials. Like today, maybe later today, I will upload a new trading tutorial, education materials. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you will be notified every time we will go live and when we'll upload new content. Euro versus the Australian dollar. Thank you. So between strong resistance and support, what do you think, Daryl? Thank you, Daryl. So yeah, unfortunately we have here a sideways movement. The upside reversal, bullish reversal, is still unconfirmed, still needs confirmation. The price has jumped, has registered the value breakout above this downtrend line, but unfortunately the medium line of this ascending pitchfork acts as strong resistance. So we had here only test, retest, false breakouts. So unfortunately we don't have something here right now. We are in a range, in a sideways movement here. Personally, I would like to see something like this, maybe a valid breakout above the medium line, maybe above the weekly pivot. New higher highs here will really signal a further increase here, or if the price drops below the S1, again below these immediate and former lows, then it could maybe drop further, but right now we have to wait for confirmation. Okay, let's take a look also on silver. I've promised that I will take a look also on other commodities. So silver, I've told you on Tuesday in my previous live session, only for VIP, that the bias is bullish after testing, retesting the upper medium line, and I've told you that we have a first upside target here at 150%, and the valid breakout here above this former high 26,994 above the 150% could signal a further growth here. So silver could continue to increase if gold will continue to increase. We had here an aggressive rally on gold as well, and maybe here on gold a potential decrease to retest this level will bring us a new buying opportunity. We didn't place a buy stop right above these former highs, only because yeah, personally I was afraid that we may have a new false breakout here, so that's why I didn't place a buy stop, but a temporary decline here could bring us a new buying opportunity on gold as well, and I will send you the signal into the VIP Telegram group once I will have confirmation here on gold. Right now the price is strongly bullish, and it could hit the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, guys, which acts as a dynamic resistance. Yeah, so I will send you the buy stop signal in GBP versus the US dollar into the VIP Telegram group and also in the free group. This will be the free signal for today as well. If you don't have any more questions, and please guys, if you have further questions, that's why I'm here, only for you, only today. This is only my free live session for this week, so thank you, you are great. Thank you guys, thank you very much. And I really hope, let's take a look again on our open positions. US dollar versus the Japanese yen is in profit, Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen is in profit, euro versus the Japanese yen is in profit as well. So yeah, I really hope that our long positions will hit our targets soon and we will register some profits and we will close our positions in profit, guys. Okay guys, if you don't have any more questions, we will end our live webinar, live session here. Thank you guys for joining me here today. And don't forget guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is very important. You will get a notification every time we will go live or every time we will upload new materials, live analyses, video tutorials. Here you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for those who are not VIP members, you can join our VIP Telegram group by accessing this link here, Learn to Trade Go Premium, or by accessing the link posted right below this video, guys, to receive all our signals, to be able to get access to all our live webinars, and you can also visit our website. And don't forget guys that tomorrow we will go live before the non-farm payrolls release. The live webinar could be only for VIP members, so don't hesitate guys to become a VIP member to be able to join our live session tomorrow, our live webinar right below, right before the non-farm payrolls release tomorrow. Could be crucial for USD's future. Some poor data reported by the US. The non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings could send the dollar lower versus its rivals and could bring us new trading opportunities. Do you tell when to put stop loss to break even and take partials? Yeah, of course. Maybe I will manage our positions, US dollar versus the Japanese yen, euro versus the Japanese yen, and also Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen right after I will end this live webinar, and I will maybe move our stop losses, and maybe I will